Well, hello, and thank you so much for joining me. Today, I'm going to watch the much anticipated Ultimate Amberlynn Crash Out video. A big thank you to Apathetic faxX for the use of their video. I'll have the information to their channel in my description. A very special society spotlight today as we welcome Terry McKay to the Skeleton Society. Thank you so much, BB. We're so happy to have you with us. If you are interested in supporting the channel, please consider subscribing. It helps out a lot. We would love to have you as one of our bone baddies in the boneyard. All right, BBs, let's get into it, shall we?
And will not be watching per se, like listening with my ears. Snowflake's video, he triggers me, he gives me anxiety. He is an apologist. I have it on mute. I don't want to listen to it. I'm going to respond to what she said. Emily messaged me last night. It's been just this vicious cycle of what it's been this whole time, of her saying one thing, me saying another. I don't know how the same reaction channel who once thought my ex was all of these horrendous things have now like switched the script, and Emily is like a saint and we need to like interview her.
Nobody's saying that Emily is a saint. Not by a long shot. But absolutely, people are chomping at the bit to hear what your exes have to say about you. So, already trying to twist and bend the story, aren't we, Amber? And the fact that she's like, I can't watch Mr. Sandman. Shut up. We all know that you watch his shit, so shut up.
You know what? I want to be interviewed. Like, when is it my turn? But no, none of these reaction channels want to put it in a light of, you know what? Amberlynn has done some things, but maybe for the first time, she might actually be slightly a victim here.
Oh my god, and nobody feels sorry for you if that's the case. Also, nobody needs to interview you. You literally interview yourself every time you make a video. You're constantly talking about yourself, and you've had plenty of chances to say what you need to say. And this is what you've done with it. This is the position that you find yourself in. So if you want to blame anybody for how the audience is viewing you, how the audience is viewing Emily, blame yourself, Porcahannis.
But no one wants to see it that way. When they once did. They once were trying to get me away from the feeder. But now it's like the roles are reversed. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, and your bitch ass was telling everyone, she's not a feeder. I know what I'm doing. I've never had a soft, gentle love like this. But now all of a sudden you want to say you're a victim. Okay, cool.
I regret not doing this with the whole Beck thing, but it's my turn to respond to exactly what Emily said. And I'm scared in the sense of like she has been threatening me. She's doing this whole dance of, if you shut up, I'll shut up. For 8 months.
So the same thing you were doing to Beck. Okay, got it.
Of the time that we were in a relationship, I know you're watching, hi. You were literally online publicly humiliating me and hurting me while we were in a relationship. You were doing it anonymously, but also with your name. So hardcore that people were actually truly believing we weren't together. And I had to keep my mouth shut. Why? Because one, I literally loved you. I finally said, this is my last straw. You're threatening me? Life.
You're threatening me. So performative.
Finally said, this is my last straw. You're threatening me? Life would be so much easier if you were just honest. Guess what? I am being honest. And that's what makes this easy for me. Thank you. The fact that she had the audacity to message me last night and I was trying to reply with these like well thought out responses. Why do I take the time? The browse.
I was actually giving her my well thought out responses for once because I'm a good person. You're welcome, Emily. How dare you reward my pleasantries with this? Ugh, bitch, shut up. I can't believe this is a real person. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe this is actually her response. Her damage control. It really does almost seem like this is like all for the camera. Like, is she trying to be the new Chantal in Crackhead Olympics? That's what it's coming off. That's how it's coming off. Like, our views that bad, Amber, that you've had to resort to this? Just wondering. Just curious.
You're so insane. Like, it's actually crazy. Let's say she did all that. Okay. That doesn't change what you did. My whole thing is like, why is it always Amberlynn? Why is it always Amberlynn that's in the fault? Always Amberlynn. You know what's funny?
I don't know, bitch. Maybe you should take that as a sign from the universe that you are the problem. There's a common denominator, and I wonder what it is. You and your unhinged, toxic brain? Oh, that was hard. Let's get out the calculator.
One thing that I know to be true is that Emily was held at gunpoint. I do know that to be true. Like, it's literally in court documents. That's not a lie. And when it happened, I stuck by her side. I made a whole video. I wrote a whole thing and read it in a YouTube video.
Now, I am completely clueless. I don't know what that's referring to. Like, is she trying to say that happened because of Girl World, or is just some incident? I don't know. But I would just like to say this. Just because something is in a court document doesn't make it fact. It means that someone said that. So it could mean that Emily made a report that said that happened, but just because it's written somewhere on a quote unquote court document doesn't mean that it's fact. Just saying.
I stuck up for her through and through because you want to know why? The haters and the girl world of it all and the reaction channels were saying that it was Emily's fault that that happened to her. You guys are literally witnessing it firsthand, a bitch going insane. And this is what I
We've been watching it for a while, but this is the first time you've actively broadcasted it for a live audience. So thank you, Amber.
had to deal with. Pocahontas, thank you, Nicole, and the 62 people who thumbs that up. You know what? Make it 100. Let's get that fucking thing up to 100. Not only is it fat shaming, but you're making fun of someone that genuinely was in a relationship, fat shaming their partner. Those of you who agree to that, I would never want to be in a relationship with you. Like,
Oh, darn. Shoot, she doesn't want to be in a relationship with us, guys. Dang it. There goes every hope I ever had in my life. Jesus. Oh, it's so funny.
you guys are sick. And you know what's funny? Let's go back to the Beck situation right quick. So many people were like, oh my God, Amberlynn wasn't a bitch. Why did, but no one ever like sits there and goes, why did Beck stay? Like, it's Beck's fault.
Probably because you were financially and they had no choice but to stay because of the position that you put them in. When you first met, Beck was working and you insisted that they quit their job so that they were financially dependent on you. So that's just number one. That's the first factoid that I can think of as the difference, but go on, girl.
They have all this like sympathy for Beck, but yet I was in a relationship where I stayed in Wisconsin for 3 months where I felt genuinely miserable, and everyone's like, it's your fault. I have never been with someone.
It was your fault. Because you drag your fat ass there with your pets. Yeah.
Like this in my life who genuinely, I have never screamed at the top of my lungs till I've been in a relationship with her. Like,
I
call
find
me
that hard to
borderline
believe.
babe. I don't give a I have never felt that kind of rage. And guess what? This is entertainment for you guys, so I hope you're enjoying. Receipts
We
are lying, of
are.
course. Oh, thank you for the money. You have a history of being a though. And you know who else has a history of being abusive? Emily.
Okay, so one doesn't negate the other. Like, she wanted to act like, "Ah, I can't believe you said that about her," but then she's gonna act like, Emily. Okay, you guys can both be pieces of shit. Two things can be true at once, like you like to say, Amber. So, are you just mad that you finally met your match, or you mad that you found someone you couldn't completely steamroll over? Okay. Yeah, we're all supposed to feel sorry for you because now you're finally getting a taste of your own medicine.
Whoa! My last message, I'm sorry for you because you can't accept responsibility is why you can't grow. I hope you grow one day. I hope that you continue sending me super chats. Thank you. All exes have said the same thing about you. You know what's funny about that? It's easy to do when you have thousands of people backing you up. Thousands.
Not really. Especially when they have someone like you who likes to weaponize their babies. So I actually think it took a lot of courage for Beck to come forward with their story. So I really don't ever use this word, but Amberlynn truly embodies the word. She really does.
Literally thousands. They violated your expectation of privacy by releasing private text messages. You have a legal case here. Ranch Girly, thank you so much for the super chat. And genuinely, I had no idea that that happened.
And Amber's been doing that to basically everyone she's ever been in contact with. So, including videos and texts and anything else she thought she would publish to her audience for the world to consume. So,
We're not together anymore. I could trust you that, James. But thank you. Can you throw it back? Hell yeah, I can. And you know who loved it? Emily.
oh my fucking god. The ability to throw it back would imply that you could move your massive body, so I'm gonna call bullshit on this one. But I'm sure Emily did love it because she's a feeder and she loves women that are super, super morbidly obese and weigh 1,000 pounds. So doesn't surprise me.
How can she be what she's into and body shame you? Insane behavior on their part. I don't understand it. It makes me feel people my size are just not accepted in society. We're not like the standard of beautiful. And finally, I got with someone that like desired my body, and I've never experienced that before. So then,
I called this out. I called it in my last video that we talked about her. I said that for her, having someone that actually desires and accepts her body the way it is now is extremely valuable to her. And you know what? To a certain degree, I get that. If you've ever been in a position where you have felt self conscious about something or you didn't like your body, and everybody has things about themselves that they don't like, and then you meet somebody that makes you forget all that and makes you feel wanted and desired, that's a very powerful thing. So I absolutely believe without a shadow of a doubt, and I've already said this, that is the absolute reason that Amberlynn cannot let this girl go. Because Amber has always wanted to feel like, I'm so sexy. And as much as she tries to pretend that she is that girl, in reality, when she looks in the mirror, she hates what she sees. And Emily loves her body. And her whole thing with, my body isn't accepted by Bibbit, well, no shit. Because no human body is supposed to be over 500 pounds. And Amber doesn't even accept herself at that size. So why she would expect anybody else to is anybody's guess. Now, I'm not trying to say that people who are large don't deserve to exist. I'm not a small person. But I'm less than half of Amberlynn and I'm 5'10". So I guess what I'm trying to say with this diatribe here is that I really don't feel sorry for people that get to that weight and then want to complain that society isn't making room for them, you know? I feel sorry for the people that have actual disabilities that weren't self-imposed upon themselves. So, or maybe saying I feel sorry for them. I feel like society needs to be more accepting and accommodating of people that have disabilities that were not self-imposed. There, that's a better way of saying that. Um, Nobody feels sorry for you, Amberlynn. Nobody feels sorry that you ate yourself to morbid obesity. And the fact that you want to be able, and the fact that you think you should be able to be this sex symbol for the world, like, sorry. In my opinion, I think probably Ashley Graham has like the perfect body. Like to me, that's like the perfect body. And she's a considered a plus size model. Um, but if Amber thinks that she deserves this spotlight of the hottest ass on earth, like, sorry, not gonna happen.
She would make fun of me and she would make
Except for feeders.
fat jokes, like literally to my face. That's one of the reasons why I knew it was her that said Pocahontas, who said that if I lost weight, I'd look like a melted candle. Because she also said that about another girl who lost a bunch of weight. And that's how I knew it was her. And she lied.
And I don't understand why she's so upset about that. Do you understand the trauma that you have put your body through? And if you did lose, like, say, 400 pounds to be the size that you should be, the skin doesn't just go back. Yeah, you're gonna look deformed. Sorry, there's not a better word for it, but yeah, anybody that goes from 550 pounds to 150 pounds, you look like a deflated bag and you need skin removal surgery. And even then, your body still doesn't look quote unquote like a normal body. Like look at Tammy Slayton, God love her. She did a lot of work on herself, but her body still doesn't have like the normal contours, I guess would be the way to say it. So I think Amber lives in this reality where she thinks one day she's gonna finally lose the weight and she's gonna be this hot ass bitch. Well, sorry, even if you lose the weight, you're gonna still have a lot of work to look how she wants to look. And even then, it's probably gonna be like she's still gonna have those legs because of the lipedema. So I'm not trying to sound mean, but and I realize it's probably coming off that way, but I'm just trying to say what reality is, and we all know Amber does not live in reality.
And lied and lied. She was like, that's not my Reddit. That's not my Reddit. That's actually my friends. That's actually my friends. And then she finally admitted it to me and she said it was hers. I'm dreading reacting
And
to
you
the
still stayed
screenshots.
with
That's why
her.
I'm like prolonging this as much as possible because I just don't even want to know. Explain the proof you lied about E letting R out. I did not lie about E letting R out. SF deleted
Emily
stuff
letting Rarity
critical
out.
of her. Oh, I know Snowflake did. Oh, I know. I know he deleted stuff critical of her. I'm literally not stupid. I know this, and I know this because of Emily. Emily follows along on all this crap. I personally don't. I don't watch the reaction channels. I don't go on the forums. I don't go on the Reddits, but she does. So when are you gonna react?
I don't believe that for a single second. Amber has nothing but time on her hands and apparently doesn't even have the time to let the pets out or clean up after them. So you think she's not just obsessively reading things about herself on the internet? Yeah. Beck confirmed that that's exactly what she
Back
does.
to what the feeder said. Only I can call her that. We are not together. You think I'd be doing this if we were together? No, 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 no. Okay, first thing that popped up was, hi, Emily. Hope all is well. I'm about to kiss your so I can make some money and get some clout. What made you want to come out now and discuss your time with Amber? Okay. So funny situation about this is
I think it's funny how she's already pissed that he's just, what, being pleasant with Emily? Obviously, he wants Emily to give him information. In a professional sense, in any other circumstance, it's called common courtesy and just being pleasant, overall pleasant. It's not like he was like, "Oh, Emily, I just think you're great and I love your hairstyle. Also, fuck that bitch Amber." It's she just she's just so eager. So eager to be the victim here. It's crazy.
Emily and I literally just got into an argument, and that's it. That's it. That's always what happened. Anytime you guys saw her talk shit about me online, it's literally only because we got into an argument. If that's not like some
And
type of
yet
like,
you still stayed with her.
I say abuse because it's like lack of a better word. If that's not whatever that is, what is it? Tell me. Emily's response. Honestly, I was content staying silent for a long time, but you weren't. You weren't silent. What?
Amber's chinning here is just it's really all my eye is paying attention to at this point.
I was silent. That was me. That was me. But I'm tired of watching her dodge any real accountability. You are literally the queen of dodging accountability. For you to say sorry, random fact, Emily does not know that word. She creates her own reality and expects everyone to play along. Are we describing you right now? The sad part is, most people do because they're either scared of her and don't want to deal with the drama. But I hit a point where I just couldn't sit back and watch her keep rewriting the truth. You are not afraid of me. How many times have I said that I'm afraid of you? You are not afraid of me because you've gotten public behind my. Amberlynn, calm down. I'm about to have a BPD meltdown here on
Ew. That mouth smack. Cause she's that bitch.
live. Behind my back, you have said awful things about me. You've done it publicly knowing that I would see it. If you were afraid of me, you would have never done those things. Not only that, if you were afraid of me, you would have never verbally I've said that word so many times. This is not going to be monetized. Like you wouldn't have verbally me repeatedly to my face in text, in messenger, in this. You're not afraid of me. There's nothing to be afraid of. That's just easy for you to say to look like the victim. Yes, you could be afraid of a BPD meltdown because those can be kind of hecticana. Not gonna lie about it.
Ew. Why does she keep doing that with her? It's like I can't even make my mouth do it as hard and as loud as she's doing it. But why does she keep acting like my BPD meltdown? Yeah, sure, I would do that, but it's like, why do you keep downplaying your bullshit? Well, I don't know why I'm even asking that. It's Amberlynn we're talking about, but
Snowflake replied, well, I'm glad you decided to speak up so I can get the money from it. So I guess we start at the beginning. I'm guessing everything was fine at the start of the relationship, or was there any little red flags? Well, there was red flags for me, but you know what? I was so blinded by love bombing that I just like, red flags? What? They're
you know, it's really funny. He's not asking you, so maybe just shut up and get on with it.
in heart shapes though. And I also see red flags in the shade of pink. Let's see. Oh, we have a long. Okay. Emily said, at first, everything was great.
God, the
I
lip
really thought I
smack.
had found someone who was kind, laid back, and just fun to be around. She was able to carry on a
I'm
conversation.
gonna start
It's
keeping a
hard to find
tally of
these
how many
days.
times she's
Looking
done it.
back now,
I
I
think we're at
obviously was
4.
looking at everything through rose colored glasses. Wow, that sounds very Amberlynn coded. Because that's how I feel about you. She really made it seem like she was a grounded, supportive person. I told her upfront I was grieving Colleen and still will be. Yes. She said she understood and respected that. Yes. She said it wouldn't be an issue at all. That is true. That was super important to me for her to be accepting of it. And for a little while, it felt good. We actually had fun together. We
Funny how Emily's telling the truth when it makes you look like a good person. Okay, got it.
laughed, we joked around, and it was chill. I genuinely enjoyed spending time with her before she started showing me who she really was. I guess it was a typical scenario of love bombing. I stayed the same
One of her super chats. Amber, you don't have BPD. You're just a. Yeah, I would agree with that.
throughout our whole relationship. The fact that you can sit there and say that the roller coaster of our relationship that we were in was due to my love bombing and not your unwavering love. That is something that you told me, that I had unwavering love. But you, every day, I did not know what Emily I was going to wake up to. Was it the one that loved me? Was it the one that hated me? Was it the one that just wanted my belly? I kissed your ass.
God, this is so messy and I love it.
Was it the one that just wanted to make a cave out of my belly and crawl in there and go to sleep?
because I was scared of you. Finally, when my BPD meltdowns would snap, that's when my fear was gone because I was so heightened and so scared. My fight or flight was fight. The fact that you're turning this around and rewriting this whole thing to make you seem like a victim because my ex Beck might have been, you know exactly what you're doing. Emily
Bitch.
Might have been.
There's so many things that I want to say, but I don't want to have my channel taken away.
is that type of person who would wake up. You wake up in the greatest mood. I'm talking about me. I wake up in the greatest mood. I'm in Wisconsin. She wakes up raging at nothing. And that's what I had to deal with. And you're rewriting history to the very creator who called you a murderer. After everything I've been through, it was just nice to feel wanted and not be so alone anymore. I did want you, and you weren't alone with me. That's one thing about having BPD is I might be up your ass a little too much. Thankfully with Zoloft, I gave you a lot of space. No matter what you put me through, you were never
Someone in the chat said, projecting about yourself, pork.
alone. You hurt me and I was the one apologizing for getting blood on your floor. That was a metaphor. I don't want people to take that serious. I hate Snowflake more than anything
No, you just let animal piss get on her floor.
in this world. And I really hope that he gets some sort of like karma in his life, like genuinely. Because it's not
I'd be careful about wishing karma on other people, Pocahontas. I really would. I really, really, really would if I was you.
fair. Was it still nice when she came to stay with you? How long was she meant to stay? I'll answer that question. It was nice in the beginning. Every day was a roller coaster. I had no idea what Emily was going to wake up. It reminded me of my dad, low key. That's how it was when I was a child. How long was she?
And yet, unlike when you were a child, you were able to leave at any time. No one was keeping you in Wisconsin other than yourself. So,
Meant to stay for? A few weeks. She didn't want me to leave. I didn't want to leave. That's how it is with lesbian relationships. U-Haul lesbians, we didn't make up that term. That's a term for a reason. But I do want to say one thing. I did not want to move to Wisconsin. I want to make that very clear. I just wanted to stay longer. She just wanted me to stay longer. I did not want to move there. Did not. Her reply. There were little red flags early on. Like Amber would get upset if I didn't FaceTime her for hours every single day. Or if I was busy at work and she didn't have time to message her. The FaceTime her for hours every single day. That's true. And I think it's because that is the way that she set. So her and Colleen would be on FaceTime for hours and hours a day. That is how mine and Emily's relationship started. And it was because she wanted that. We were on FaceTime for hours and hours a day. That is what I
not sure why she's trying to act like she hadn't done that with a multitude of other people, making them be on FaceTime, but okay.
got used to. And having BPD, I have also very bad anxious attachment. Thankfully, I just want to say I'm very much far gone from that area. I don't have that like anxious attachment feeling anymore. I will admit that that's definitely how it was because that's, the pattern that we created together.
Yeah, we can definitely tell you've really improved and grown as a person.
And when I noticed, sometimes she didn't want to do that, my brain, because it's not wired the same as everyone else's, my brain would tell me she hates me. What did I do wrong? During my first visit to Oklahoma, things actually seemed to go really well. But it was a short trip. We were still in that honeymoon phase. I genuinely hate that, like that saying. Why can't we just say that we were happy together? But it just goes to show that Emily was the love bomber because we were in that honeymoon phase. I fucking hate that saying, bro. It was during my second visit when things started to feel off. That's new to me. I didn't even know that. She would get irritated if I checked my phone or responded to my messages that weren't about her or focused on her. I'm sorry, but I do not remember that. I'm not going to sit here and say that she's lying because that sounds very much something like Amberlynn at 24 would feel. So did Amberlynn do that then? Maybe. But I do not remember that. That visit.
Wow. So just so you know, this is very much an example of how Amberlynn likes to manipulate language. So when someone's on trial, and they don't want to outright say no or yes. I do not recall is a very commonly used tactic to try to dodge a question. So basically, this is what Amber's saying. I do not recall that happening. Okay, well then I guess it didn't, did it, Amber?
It also happened right after she posted who I was, and she was and the doxing stuff. Ooh, we get to talk about that. Oh, I'm excited actually, because that visit also happened right after she posted who I was and the doxing stuff that happened. So tensions are high. So I kind of brushed it off at the time, thinking it was just stress. But everything really started to change when Amber came to visit me. Yeah, because I saw your true colors. Those red flags and those lightly pink red flags that were heart-shaped, they started to become brown and every other color that I don't like, puke green. And they were no longer heart-shaped. They were like circles and squares. And
Bitch, shut the fuck up. No, it's because you were no longer in control in Wisconsin. And you were no longer the main focus of Emily's life in Wisconsin because she had other things like a job and a family.
rectangles and triangles because of you. And I remember we were sitting in your garage, while you're in your little recliner chair and you're smoking cigarettes and I'm sitting next to you. And you said, you know what? Something I really like about you, you're always positive. That changed, didn't it? Why? Why did that change, Emily? Why did I stop laughing all the time with you? Who changed me? It wasn't me. So the part about that visit also happened right after she posted who I was. I did not want to show anyone who Emily was. I actually have text message proof of this. We had talked about it. I knew the hate was going to happen. I explained the hate. I don't want the haters to find you. I don't think you can handle it. I don't want to post you. I was guilt tripped so bad. She would say things like, I don't want to be hid. I don't understand. Like, Alexis actually told you guys this. Alexis lied about some stuff, but there was some stuff she was truthful on. I've always said that. But I was guilt tripped into revealing who she was. She would say things, I want people to know that you're taken. I don't want to be hidden. I don't want to.
I think it just confirms, like we've always believed, that Emily's a clout chaser because she was reaching out to a lot of other plus size like content creators before she ran into Amber. So, okay, yeah, she wanted you for the body and whatever infamy she could get out of you.
Be a secret. I was terrified. I was like, I don't want to lose Emily. Like, I feel like I'm being forced into this, but I also don't want the internet to ruin it for me as well, because I knew exactly what was going to happen. All of the doxing, she took it out on me. It was horrendous. I ended up getting cellulitis. I had 103 temperature. It was almost 104. My temperature was so high, I couldn't even think straight. She repeatedly was calling me, call lawyers, fix this for me, fix this for me. She didn't care that I was sick. I had 103 temperature. When you have BPD, like, you have that favorite person, they can do no wrong. I'd do anything to keep her. So I'm like calling lawyers, Googling lawyers, while literally vomiting. Like, genuinely, my brain was being fried.
So, we'll see this later on in the video, but I've already covered the Mr. Snowflake interview. So, she could call lawyers for Emily while her brain is fried and she's vomiting between words, but she couldn't call to make a formal report when Rarity went missing. Okay. Okay.
And all she cared about was me calling lawyers. I should have known then that she was a selfish person. I genuinely hate that this is even happening, because it's like, I still love her. Okay. Her other message was she was originally only supposed to stay for a week or two tops. That's not true. It definitely wasn't going to be 3 months, no. We were planning on probably around 2 weeks, because that's when I'd be off of work and be able to take her home. But by day 2 of her being at my house, things already started to shift. It was weird how high strung she was that early on. Emily, if that is the case, why did you want me to stay longer? Why did you want me to move in? Why did you call me? Why did you literally say that that was my home too? Why, when I came home because I chose to come home, you would message me saying, I immediately want you to come back home? If I was so high strung and I acted off on day 2, why did you allow me to stay for 3 months? She really didn't like that I had a life outside of her. Not true. I mean, I work 12-hour shifts. I have a family, friends, pets, a house to take care of. Those are true things, but I didn't care because she only worked like twice a week. So what? But anything that wasn't about her felt like an inconvenience to her, and she made that very clear. That is so not true. It is absolutely insane. So when it comes to friends, she doesn't have friends.
Yeah, definitely haven't watched you for 10 years be completely self-consumed and self-obsessed and expect to be the center of everyone's universe. You're right.
She had like a couple coworkers and stuff that she like kind of considered friends. I would always be like, why don't we go hang out with them? Why don't like I don't understand like why she didn't want to introduce me to her friends. I thought that was so weird. I didn't meet her family in person until like I genuinely had to. And I'm not gonna say like that's personal, it's like medical stuff. I'm not gonna like get into it. Like I genuinely was oh my god, here she goes. She messaged me. Are you really talking about my family? Oh. Didn't say anything personal. I just said I wanted to meet them. Can you calm down, Emily? Like for real. Like
Even that right there, like this just seems staged. And if they're so bothered, again, neither one of them are blocked. So they're just back and forth. Yeah, 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 yeah. But that, can you calm down, Emily? That just so performative.
you literally said in the message, I have family and friends and pets. Like I'm just responding to what you said. I would purposely try to find ways to like leave the house. Like I was like, can we do like a 5 below challenge? I paid to do like this 5 below challenge with her and a family member. Not gonna go into detail. I'd get home from a 12-hour shift completely exhausted from a stressful job, and she'd get upset if I wanted to go straight to bed. You have never in your life gotten off of work and went straight to bed. She'd say things like, oh, you're not going to hang out with me, or ask me to take her to the casino or go shopping. We went to 5 below one time. We went to the casino a couple times, and guess who paid? Me. Guess who else who loves the casino and the bingo and the scratchers and the this and the that? Emily. We got along in that way. Did we go to the casino after you went to work? Maybe once, but it was usually on a day that you took off by your
Glad to see her chat is calling her out on the same shit, asking why Emily's not blocked. Someone here saying performative. So,
doing. Yep. So don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Please don't fuck with me. If I said no, she'd get upset. You've never said no. And compared to her working on vlogs all day. That never happened because I didn't vlog at your house. I maybe did a few videos. So that's not true, Emily. Saying she still had the energy to do things, so I should too. Okay. None of that ever happened. Amber expected me to constantly be available. I will say, I was a little like that. I can take accountability there. If I didn't text or call during my breaks, or if I wasn't giving her
even though she just said before that she wasn't expecting her attention at all times. Now, yeah, I was a little like that.
attention constantly, she'd get upset or start a fight. That's due to my trauma. She would always accuse me of not loving her, and she was
always an
and
excuse.
how terrible of a girlfriend I was. I never said you were a terrible girlfriend. You became terrible. You became terrible. She wanted me to call out of work anytime she was having a crisis, or just felt like she wanted me to stay at home. Lie. Oh my god. She was always in a bad mood because of this. I don't know what that means. If I did anything that didn't involve her directly, she would start an argument. Not true. I was exhausted trying to juggle everything in my life on top of her constantly being mad at me. You weren't really juggling anything because you didn't really do much of anything. We'd get into arguments and she just wouldn't let anything go. That is literally you to a T. I have never been more gaslit and manipulated in my life. I have never felt the way that you made me feel in my life. The fact that you made me feel the way that my dad made my mom feel is sick. Okay, she would gaslight, deflect, just typical narcissistic behavior. We both know I'm not a narcissist. Have I thought that in the past? Yes. Have I taken plenty narcissist tests? Yes. Have I talked to therapists? Yes, because genuinely that terrifies me. But you know that I'm not a narcissist. You know that I'm not. But the behaviors that you demonstrate shows textbook narcissist behavior. And it scares me. You scare me. It got to the point where I started going into the other room just to sleep because she wouldn't stop arguing with me when I was trying to rest before a shift. That happened one time. And it's when everything hit the fan. And
that only happened once.
I followed you in there with my BPD meltdown, my tantrum. Yeah, I did. And I'm able to admit that. My pain turned me into a monster because of what you did. Yeah, I am able to admit that. And you're
Yeah,
not
you're a
taking
monster,
accountability
alright.
for anything, and that's terrifying to me. She came into the room and stood over the bed. She told me that if I wasn't going to continue the conversation, which was basically her going on and on of how I didn't love her, and then said, fine, if I can't have peace from being able to have this conversation, then you aren't going to either. She would then stand next to the bed. I was sleeping in and intentionally keep me up all night. I feel like this happened every time she knew I was going to work. Like she was intentionally keeping me up because she didn't like that I wasn't home instead of work. That's a bullshit lie. I liked when you went to work. Not gonna lie. It was peace from you. I liked having
Again, instantly contradicting herself. So were you wanting her attention all the time and would expect her to be available all the time?
Or did you like your peace away from your abuse?
Those 2 days a week where I didn't have to be like, oh my God, is she going to be raging at me? Is there going to be a fat joke? I liked that piece, Emily. That one time, did I stand next to the bed crying for you to hear me, to love me? I felt so unheard. I felt so unloved. Like you constantly were deceitful. Did I do that? I did. I stood there, bawling my eyes out, waiting for a hug, reassurance, love. Snowflake said, it sounds like she didn't want you to work and just spend all day at home with her. I'm guessing she used BPD as an excuse for her shitty behavior. I'm guessing so. What's your excuse, Snowflake? Emily replied, she 100% used her BP as an excuse. I did, I do, it's also a reason. That's what's frustrating me the most. Anytime she'd have one of her tantrums, she wouldn't take any accountability and say it's because she has BPD. And she'd be like, I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just trying to tell you how I feel. Which is true. I am just trying to tell you how I feel. When she would literally scream at me about something, like taking 4 minutes longer than I would have when I went outside to smoke. Not true. I told her she can't use that as an excuse if she refuses to do anything to help herself to get better. She made a lot of false promises of getting into therapy. So did you. You need therapy bad, girl. You need therapy bad, like on a different type of level. She told me in so many different occasions that she was signed up and she never went. That's not true. Oh, Snowflake said, so what would you do all day when you were at work? I'm going to take a guess and say nothing. Lay in bed all day watching reaction channels. So no, I wasn't watching reaction channels, but yeah, all I did was stay in her bed. That is all I did. I feel like some of this is like out of...
Okay, so you're willing to admit that. Why? And it also makes me wonder if that was part of the fetish for Emily.
Like, I don't want you to get up out of this bed, baby. Just sit here and eat donuts all day, and I'll come home and buy you some Fig Newtons.
No. I don't know why I just said Fig Newtons, but this is a hard one to get through. I'm not gonna lie. She is just so unlikable.
order, because this doesn't make sense. But the response was, yep, that was one of her manipulative tactics and staying longer when it was getting to the point where I was asking her to leave. I have journal entries, and I'm pretty sure I have messages literally telling you that I needed to leave. I was miserable. I would call my mom constantly, bawling my eyes out, Emily, because of you. And my mom was like, honey, I will come get you. You deserve better. You don't deserve this. She thought she would get a therapist here. I'd let her stay.
Also, I realize Mamelin has her own role to play here as far as being an enabler to her 600-pound daughter, but imagine being a 34-year-old woman and constantly calling your mommy anytime you're having a fight in your relationship and basically just stressing your mom out anytime, basically just stressing your poor mother out daily, and not letting them help you. It's like, it's not enough for you to be miserable, Amber. You have to make your mom miserable too. Good job.
So she could do the therapy. She did a whole lot of nothing, to be honest. I didn't do shit there. I was miserable. She sit around and watch YouTube videos, including reaction channels, all day. No, I did her laundry. She did do my laundry because I literally could not do the laundry. She had one of those laundries where you had to bend down. I could not, like, there's the ones that are out like this, and then the ones that are like this. Hers was like this, and I couldn't, like, go down to get it. I'm too short and too fat. My stomach was literally in the way. I could not reach down and get my laundry. So yes, she did do my laundry, and she did it twice when I was there. I cleaned up after her and took care of...
How dirty were you then if you only did laundry twice in 3 months? How does that even make sense? Unless she literally packed every article of clothing that she owns. And even then, you're telling me you have 3 months worth of underwear to wear? Okay.
Of the pets. She won't ever let Twinkie or the dogs out during the day when she was home. That's a lie. So I'll come home from work. I have to clean up Twinkie's pee off the brand new floor that I put in, and her dog's pee, but that's not true. That was from when we were sleeping. He said, ugh, disgusting. Only time I remember her talking about her responsibilities with the pets was when she did the video explaining how Rarity got out. I'm sure she talked about that stuff, but then I just can't remember. Actually, before I ask about Rarity, how did the tantrums get? What was the worst? If you're okay talking about it, if not, I'll shut my face. You know what's funny? When me and Emily were messaging last night, Snowflake literally was asking questions about my hygiene. Emily told me Snowflake was literally asking questions about my hygiene. That's where his head is at, bro.
No, it's probably because that's what the audience asked about. And because plenty of your exes have commented on how bad it was. So quit trying to make Mr. Snowflake out to be some creepy predator. Like, I get it's kind of a weird question to ask under normal circumstances, but to ask somebody about you and your hygiene is quite common in this space in the internet.
This isn't for justice for Emily. This is for clout and for money and for making Amberlynn look as worse as she can look. Like, if Amberlynn can look bad, he's gonna do it. The tantrum slowly escalated each time. I started
Well, don't worry, honey. You make yourself look bad enough, so nobody needs to help you do that.
with her just shouting at me, to escalating to her slamming doors and punching walls. That never happened. I think I slammed a door one time because I was so fed up. Like the betrayal, the gaslighting, the stonewalling, the cruelty, the fat jokes. Anytime I tried leaving the room, she would block doorways. She was also really jealous. Anytime I talked about Colleen, I made it very clear that I'm very understanding of the whole Colleen situation. But when you would compare me to Colleen in fights, you began to turn that into a weapon. Colleen was no longer your late fiance, but a weapon to hurt your current girlfriend. That's not cool, dude. I wasn't allowed.
I was not ready for that. It's like, damn, bitch, did you just fire a gun out of your mouth? Calm down.
Say, but a weapon to hurt your current girlfriend. That's not cool, dude. I wasn't allowed to share memories or say anything about it really anymore. She would end up getting really pissed.
And then in the chat, a weapon. That's not cool, dude. Oh my god, this is crazy. Like this needs to be studied. I swear to God. Please. Someone submit this to NASA or something.
I wonder fucking why. Because she became a weapon just to hurt me. But the worst tantrum was actually the night that Rarity went missing. And why was I reacting that way? For the audience watching, let me remind you. Emily and I were sitting in her car, and she had lied to me for weeks about this woman she was speaking to. She said it was a coworker. Turns out it was a hater that she was friends with when she would talk shit about me. She would stare at me right in my fucking eyes. The woman that she loves, and say, I'm not lying to you. She was on Tumblr looking at naked women bigger than me right after having sex with me. And the picture that is so engraved in my brain was this woman on an oxygen tank in a hospital bed. And then in that same moment, I find her on Phoebe, which is where the feeders go to do their thing. I click the messages. The day that we met in person, she messaged a girl saying how sexy she was. She messaged another masked lesbian feeder saying, wow, we're rare. Masked lesbian feeders. That's the day I found out the truth about everything. Well, not slightly everything.
Really? That was the day? Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, that's completely fucked. Like, Tommy, you're fucked in the head. Anybody that looks at some 800-pound woman on an oxygen mask in a hospital room and they're like turned on by that, like, fuck you. You're a fucking creep. But Amber, you knew. You knew what you were signing up for. And was the bedbound, hospital-ridden, 1,000-pound fiance not an indicator to you that something was amiss here with this person? No? No? The old rose-colored glasses? Okay. So you signed up for it, and you wanted to tell us all that we were crazy because she wasn't a feeder. So enjoy, Amber. Enjoy your catch of a woman that you fought so hard for and endured so much for, that sees you as nothing but a fat body for them to lust after. Cool.
But most of it. And then you get mad and play victim because of my reaction. She saw me scrolling through my phone and there was this woman on my Instagram feed. She flipped out.
And I'm sorry, just because you see something on someone's phone that hurts you, I don't care if that's naked people, them cheating on you, whatever. Yeah, those things are screwed up. Leave the person. Doesn't mean that you get to then abuse them. Unfortunately, that's how a lot of relationships end in violence. So, yeah, Amber, you're not justified in your reciprocal abuse. I'm going to have to do so much editing in this video.
out and said I was micro cheating. She fucking lied. She saw this woman on my Instagram feed. She won't even admit to the Tumblr. When I tell you my jaw is on the floor, can someone pick it up for me? 'Cause I'm too fat. Whew, that was the first time she got physical with me. She threw things at me. What did I throw at you? What did I throw at you? Actually, I didn't.
As she's actively messaging Tommy. God. This is so freaking juvenile and stupid.
Throw a thing at you, Emily. Oh, she replied. The water bottle that was on my dresser. Oh, I threw a water bottle on your dresser. Okay, let me go back to the text message from last night where you said that I did not throw it at you. You know when you picked up the water bottle to throw at me? All I did was pick it up. I didn't throw it at you. And then you said, so when you picked it up and raised it like you were gonna throw it, what was that? That is what you said right in there. So did I throw it or not? But how are you gonna sit here and lie? I'm like so actually shook right.
The mouth smacks are escalating. We're at 9.
She then grabbed my arm and dug her nails into my arm to the point of drawing blood. I have a picture that she later deleted months later. All right, let me dumb this down for dummies.
That was like her mother's laugh. It's like she has now morphed into her mother's personality because she does, of course, doesn't have her own. And I cut off one of the mouth smacks. So.
That she later deleted months later. All right, let me dumb this down for dummies. We're fighting. Like, not physically, sorry. The BPD.
Come on, dummies, try to keep up.
Her room, it's cluttered. I end up tripping over the fucking rug. My body goes onto her. She falls. I grab her arm. While she's in her car, she takes a picture of her arm and she sends it to me. It shows nothing. 2 days later, we're now arguing about the argument that we had 2 days prior. Why are we arguing about that? Because Amberlynn's hurting. She ends up leaving the house again. That's what she does. She ends up sending me a picture of her arm with these nail marks that are like so like deep. I'm like, well, I'm literally on the phone with my mom.
Come on, Amber, show us on your arm if your arm can even fit in frame. Jesus.
I'm bawling and I'm sending my mom these screenshots and I'm like, Mom, I think Emily just faked nail marks. Emily literally faked nail marks in a different shirt on a different day, took the picture as if it was the same day. And Emily then...
Oh my God, call the FBI. Just the fact that she gets her mother involved every time there's a fight. Things that a stunted teenager child brain in a 34-year-old, 600-pound toddler body would do.
And later deleted both of the things, but she didn't know that I took screenshots of it. She is trying to get a situation to look like something that it wasn't. Stop exaggerating. Say it like it is. Amberlynn having crazy tantrums. Say it like it fucking is. He responded to her, Jesus.
Oh, wow. We're watching one, we know.
Snowflake, you're so empathetic. You're so empathetic. She replied with,
Ew,
at that point,
her.
I was livid. I told her to go back to Oklahoma, and then I was absolutely done. I decided on my own that I was gonna leave. I know she likes to say that she decided it. It was not her decision. It was mine. Then she grabbed a picture of me and Colleen and held it up and threatened to break it. She knew that is something that would hurt me more than anything she could do physically to me, like the lowest she could go. She let her apologize and then tried begging for me back, saying that it was her BPD. At first she denied that she did any of those things, which that sucked too. I've never denied a single thing that I've actually done. And I'm like, am I just imagining the gouges out of my arm? I just saw a photo that makes me want to cry. Like, why does this have to happen? Why couldn't it just been a good relationship? She apologized for...
Because you're involved. It's real hard to figure out because every other relationship you've ever been in has crashed and burned. I wonder why.
Fiercely when she knew she couldn't gaslight me into believing it didn't happen. Because it didn't. Oh my God. See, this is what I mean about being gaslit. You start to think, did it really happen? If it wasn't for me saving that fucking screenshot that she later deleted, I would be sitting here thinking, did that really happen? I'm just like...
Okay, obviously I don't care about the arm gouges. She thinks this is some, like, smoking gun point to be made, but, You understand, Amber, that when an injury first happens, it can then look a little different days later. So, not saying that what she's saying is true or not true, but I'm just saying, say you get scratched, it might look a little worse for wear in a couple days as it starts healing. But okay, cool. Let me know when you're starting your criminology degree back up, Amber.
Literally, like, it makes me sad for her. My favorite thing is sit on and spin. I figured it out. Oh my God, suck my ass.
Jesus.
I've never been more excited in my life.
My God.
So this is original photo, okay? And remember, there's gouges and blood, okay? Remember that part. This is
She
her
can't
arm.
say gouges.
This is her arm, okay? Keep in mind she's wearing a maroon shirt. And then look at what she sends me a couple days later because she forgot that she took that photo and sent it to me. In this photo, you're gonna see
I don't see anything in the first photo.
these weird marks that she created herself. Oh, Emily has marks all over her body. I don't want to go into medical from something medical. I'm not getting into it. She is wearing a completely different shirt, completely different day. Why is it blurry? She faked nail marks days later. Didn't you guys hear what she said in
And I still don't really see anything there. So, okay, cool. Glad we could.
Glad we could make that very valid point with all your evidence.
Snowflake's thing that she was bleeding? Oh my God, I hate that I'm doing this because I still love her, but it's like I'm tired of the lies. And right here it says, am I just imagining the gouges? Am I just imagining that? Am I just imagining that? Am
The
I just
gouges?
imagining that? Yes, you are imagining that. Are you imagining the gouges out of your arm? The blood? Yes, you are. When was I
Stop saying
needed? Did you guys hear me
gouges.
say that was from November 17th? Sorry, Gabrielle, I don't know how to pronounce it. And then Snowflake goes, oh God, then you went to work. Oh, he's so sympathetic. Such a sympathetic man. Oh, stupid as We might have to do like a part 2 when I get home. I spent hours upon hours driving around looking for her, walking through fields and in between houses around my house and through the snow. Amberlynn would go on the drives with me, but obviously didn't do the walking around part. When it was snowing, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I can't walk in snow. I wear flats. I have lymphedema, but when it wasn't
I was gonna say she doesn't have shoes, so yeah.
snowing, I was looking just as much as you. One time me and Emily got in such like a bad fight, and it was over something that she said to me. Obviously, like I'm a sensitive person, duh. So I'm gonna feel some type of way. So we were in an argument, and she literally would use looking for rarity as like a control thing, as like power. In the same way that she would use Colleen as a weapon, she started to use Rarity as one. I loved Rarity, and she was a sweet cat, and she would always sleep on my chest. I did everything I could to try to find her. I can't say 100% that she purposely let her cat out, but give the circumstances, the situation doesn't look good. You left the door open. When you left that night, you betrayed me, and you could not handle the reaction that I had due to the pain that you caused me. And I took the blame. That is a conversation we had ad nauseum. So many times we talked about it, Emily. And you know that. I took the blame for you over and over and over. I lied about everything for you, about you being a feeder, and I lied about us not being a relationship to protect you.
All right, well, I'm glad she could finally confirm right there that she did lie about Emily being a feeder. I mean, we all knew, but it's nice when she has to eat crow, you know? Love that for her. Also, what I find really funny is Amberlynn's partners always just flee the house because they know she can't follow them. It's like their only escape, and it's quite easy, honestly, for being so for real. It's not like she's gonna chase you down. It's not like she can drive a car after you. So
Constantly, because I wanted people to like you. But you know what's funny? You wanted people to hate me. Do you have a humiliation kink? Is that what it is? You wanted to see me humiliated? You got your way.
I think she does, and I think that you know she does. So, love that for you, baby girl. Love that for you, Pookie.
Are you turned on? Is this like your version of like phone sex, sexy time? Well, I'm not having fun with it. I'll tell you that. If it was a ploy to get her to be able to stay in Wisconsin longer than I guess it definitely worked, fuck off. The most horrific things that you can say to a person, she said to me. And I stayed with her. And I still loved her. Sadly, I still do. When is my pain gonna stop? Because in the good times, oh, Snowflake says, I don't know if you're like Amber and keep old messages, but do you have any messages from Amber about Rarity going missing? Because I need the clout. I need the money. Because I quit my job to do this. And I'm divorced. Yeah, I do. I have the message of her initial reporting when she was
oh my God.
missing, which is timestamped. It shows that her story that she posted on her vlogs about her being missing at 5 a.m. was not correct. So our huge argument happened wee in the morning, 5 a.m., 4 a.m. Emily has a massive house. Her cat Daniel, Princess, Wasabi, Rarity, they all like to be in the basement. That's where they went to the bathroom. They had free roam of the whole place. And also her cat Wig. So normal pattern of the day is a lot of the time, like you didn't see a cat. You didn't see a cat because they were all hanging out doing their damn thing at the basement. And I noticed that normally the time when I would see her, I didn't see her. I've seen most of the cats today, but I haven't seen Rarity. So I went down to the basement and I didn't see her. I'm going to floor number 1, floor number 2, floor number 3, floor number 4. Why isn't she coming out? That is when I messaged Emily because the past.
I think we all know, considering she's already admitted that she didn't even look on the back porch, there was no her searching high and low of the house. Amber couldn't even be bothered to clean up after the animals, so you think she's going up and down stairs? Highly unlikely.
Pattern was then broke. The fact that like Emily is like turning this into, I don't know if she like let her out on purpose when you know you let her out because you left the door open is sick. Sick. Where's the next messages? Snowflake says.
Also, the messages after the fact of Amber telling Emily that she can't find Rarity. She didn't even act like she cared. She was basically just trying to say anything and everything to get Emily to come back. It was very obvious. It was like a tactic to try to get Emily to respond to her because she was just saying, oh, and now Princess, oh, this is it. She didn't even care that Rarity was not to be found. So don't let her fool you. I don't think anybody is fooled, but just the fact that she's trying to act like this now.
Well, that doesn't look good. In his head, he's like, that looks great. That looks amazing. He's probably thinking in his head, I'm gonna get that money. And then he said, she made a couple videos crying about Rarity. Were you off screen watching this and what did you think? Because her acting is I've always thought I didn't buy she was genuinely sad. I was home for a few of them that she filmed. It was always after a fight between her and I. I think she wanted to take advantage of the tears and the crying and put it on camera. You're insane. And in this moment, I wish more than anything I could talk to your ex, Megan. Megan, if you are watching this or if someone knows Megan, have her talk to me. I would do anything to talk to you. Because at this point, I don't know. I would do anything just to speak to you personally.
Run, Megan. You in danger, girl. Oh my God.
I will never share anything, but I need someone who understands because this is crazy. I even asked her why you would film right now if you're this upset. You are so unhinged that you have actually made me unhinged. There's a word for that.
I was gonna say, are you literally looking in the mirror talking to yourself? Because my God, have you been conscious this entire time you're on live? I guess not.
Someone actually recently told me about it. They messaged me on Instagram and I was like, what is that? It's where someone gets turned on by someone's pain. Is that what this is? The random like video recordings that she would do of me, she also did it to Megan while Megan was naked. And I've seen it with my own eyeballs. Emily would push and push and push.
And that still wasn't enough for you to leave her. Seeing what she was capable of doing to other people. And does she have a kink for people in pain? I don't know. She was looking at videos or pictures of a 800-pound woman in a hospital bed on oxygen. You tell me, Amber. It's really not that hard to figure out if you use logic and live in reality.
Megan, until Megan would react the same way I did. When I first saw this video, I was like looking and I'm like, damn, this Megan girl, like what the hell? What's her problem? And then I saw myself in Megan. Would I ever hold someone at a point? That's crazy. I get it. And of course, Snowflake has to go, oh yeah, she's smashing YouTube. I am smashing YouTube. Thank you. Emily wanted me to smash her. Literally. She would say how much she missed her every once in a while.
Literally, and I bet you did it. I bet you got your big ass on top of her, didn't you? So shut up.
Oh, but she definitely handled it better than I would have ever if I lost my pet. Do you guys want to hear a story? The first time it snowed in Wisconsin. Normally you think it would be so cute and so sweet. We'd be out there like throwing snowball fights at each other. It would be so cute. We'd come inside. She'd probably want me to eat like cheeseburgers and like a bunch of chicken nuggets and stuff from McDonald's. It would just be so cute and so sweet. But no, do you want to know what happened? I had a full-fledged panic attack because all I could do was think about Rarity. You want to know what her response was? Nothing. I turned over in bed and I started crying. After my panic attack, I was like, genuinely, she hates me. I rolled over and guess what happened? Full-fledged fight. Because you know what she said to me? Are you crying again? That's what I dealt with. That's how I spent my first snow day in Wisconsin. I wanted to keep it civil.
That's what I dealt with. While looking at your grandpa ears, you know what sounds like she was dealing with? An unhinged freaking 600-pounder who is crying and acting like a freaking psychopath every day. So, not trying to defend Emily, but you both sound like you are intolerable to be around.
While she was here, while we were looking for the cat. And by the way, Snowflake, sorry, I have the thought of hygiene. You asked Emily about my hygiene. She ate my good, and she loved every second of it. So ask her again about my hygiene. Ask her again. Ask her again. We would argue on and off though.
What the fuck? Where did that even just come from? She just so badly wanted to say that. Yeah, because she actually likes your body and wasn't afraid to get up in those folds and crevices. So good for you.
She was actually trying to minimize her tantrums. I've never minimized my tantrums. Never. Snowflake says, how did you get her to leave eventually? Because she told us she left because she was a grown-up and had an apartment or some nonsense. Yeah, that was because I didn't want to say the truth. People were saying that. Zachary Michael, hi. Zachary Michael would constantly say how miserable I looked in Wisconsin. He does work at the Amberlynn Reed factory, so he does know me pretty well. And he saw that. Also, again, while it's in my head and I'm awake, I bet driving her home wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Actually, it was great. It was great. We argued in the beginning because she's insane. She couldn't keep her normal behavior for too long before her true self came out again. That's you. I drove 19 hours straight though and flew home the next day. It took that long because of all the stops she had to take. Emily, that's part of your kink. The stops we had to take was due to my size. And you loved my size. You loved my legs. You loved my legs. You have lied and lied and lied. You have fat shamed me. You have made me feel guilty for wanting to lose weight. You have cheated on me. You have used your late fiance as a weapon. When we broke up, before she decided to do this little weird thing with Snowflake, it was because I said, leave me the fuck alone. I expressed to her how I felt about something and she gaslighted me. She did a lot of threatening anytime she felt like she didn't have control of the situation. I'm so worried she's going to totally lose it when she finds out I talk.
I would love to know what she's referring to when she says the stops were part of her kink. What, so she could, like, shove cheeseburgers in your mouth? I don't get it. I mean, I don't really want to know, but I've got a... You know me, BBs, I've got a morbid curiosity.
To you. Because you know me. You know when you do things that hurt me, I lose it. You worked in the mental health field, Emily. You worked with BPD patients. You would constantly tell me, like, Amberlynn, you are straight up BPD. You would tell me that constantly.
No wonder she's so good at manipulating you.
You knew what triggered me. You never did a single thing to help calm me, ever. You would purposely do things to trigger me. It reminded me of that video.
All right, well, we made it. We made it, BBs, and I am at a tally of 14 lip smacks. Can't wait to watch her walk it all back when she gets back with Emily. It's going to be great. So again, well, I thank you all so much for joining me on this journey of Amberlynn spiraling down into the consequences of her own actions. A big thank you to Apathetic faxX for the use of their video. Thank you to all of my channel members. Appreciate you all so much. If you do wish to support the channel, we have channel memberships, we have merch. All that information will be down in the description. Anybody that is liking, commenting, subscribing to my videos, just watching, thank you so much, BBs, for your support of my teeny tiny channel. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Guess what? We have merch now, BBs. So if you're interested, go ahead and check out the link in the description. Just basically made stuff that I myself want to wear. So if you like it, let's all sport our Ragebone pride together.